Hello and welcome back, everybody. This is MC1 Gamer. So as I had mentioned, I am jumping into historical gaming in addition to not leaving the fantasy realm. I'm still going to be doing Warhammer Fantasy, and certainly I'll be doing reviews of 9th edition and any advanced rumors that I find between now and when it actually comes out. But as I had mentioned, and as you probably have seen if you were a follower of the channel, you've probably seen that I've gotten involved with the Battle Group system from Iron Fist Publishing, Battle Group Overlord, Battle Group Kursk, Battle Group Fall of the Reich. They just recently came out, or they just announced the pre-order for Blitzkrieg for early war. But those are 15 mil. That's like Flames of War sized. This is Bolt Action, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. If you're not, this is an amazing game. 28 millimeter. It's probably about the same size. It's about the same size as Warhammer 40K, Warhammer Fantasy, and some of the stuff, like for instance, the terrain for the Ruined Hamlet, are absolutely usable for fantasy games or for any other games of that scale. But I decided to get involved. Some of the guys in a couple of different groups that I play with have expressed interest in it, and I decided to go with the US. And I just love the idea of the paratroopers. I'm also thinking about getting a box of the Rangers. I know there's a lot of veterans involved. I probably should get more volume in terms of troops with who are like just standard US Army infantry. But I love the idea of airborne. I love the idea of fast moving troops, and I also love the Hellcat. I understand that it's supposed to be pretty good in the game, but I love the model. I got one for Battle Group from the Flames of War Battlefront system for the 15 mil, and I just had to get it for this. So I started out, I've gotten a couple suggestions from some viewers, and did a little hunting and research online before I jumped in. I obviously wanted the Tank War supplement, but I managed to find a deal for a 500-point army list, which is the Screaming Eagles box set, which comes with about, I think, 20 figures, including a bazooka team. Let's see. I think it comes with, it doesn't show it here. Okay, so it comes with a 30 cal team, a bazooka team. The HQ is thin. It doesn't have a medic, but so I can pick a medic up. I might even pick up a full HQ squad with 2 troopers and an LT and with the medic. But this comes with a forward observer for calling in those very important airstrikes. You get extra airstrikes. And of course, I had to get the terrain. This was just an amazing deal. This Ruined Hamlet, if you can pick it up for any kind of a decent price, grab it. 3 different pieces of terrain, which is probably all the buildings you'll need on a bolt action game. Even if you go in for 4 pieces with something that's not completely ruined, I mean, you could just get this, and now you're looking at just all the ruins and physical structures you would really need for most games. But obviously, you could do much better with anything World War II, with fields and with all kinds of different hedges and hedgerows and trees and hills and various different types of again, different fields with different types of plantings. The thing about World War II and the European theater is it's just beautiful terrain. When you see a board filled with it's just amazing. You can certainly go to town with trees. So I got the US Army book, the source book, the main rule book, and I've got, along with that other Army deal, I got a 75 millimeter howitzer and a pack of 12 dice. I didn't go for one of the starter sets. I just wanted to go lean and get exactly what I wanted. Which again, with some suggestions I got from people who know how to play and have played before, this was the way to go. Now, what I'm certainly going to be doing is as I build this stuff up and paint it, I'll be showcasing it and showing it so that people can see how my army is developing. But what I'd like to do is I'd really like to get some suggestions from people on what I should get next. Now, I'm thinking, I love the veteran troops with the US, and I love some of the special rules I've been hearing about. So I'm thinking about, in addition to the airborne troops that I have, in addition to some of the airborne elements, I want to add in the anti-tank gun. I think it might be a 57.57 millimeter. I think I'm going to get that. That's a good anti-tank gun. This howitzer is nice. I think it's going to be probably better for infantry, anti-infantry, or maybe soft shell vehicles, the less armored vehicles. But I'm going to need something for some of the heavy tanks. And I've got one item for for the in the Hellcat for tank destroying, and I certainly have some at least one bazooka team here. But I'm going to need a little more heavy hitting if I'm going to go up against the Germans specifically, or even the Russians. And I know at least two players that I'm going up against are going to be German players, and they're going to go for some heavy tanks. So I'm thinking about what I'm going to get next. Now, here's my thoughts, and I would definitely like to get input from people who know how to play this game, who've been playing it for a long time. I'm thinking of getting that anti-tank gun system. I'm thinking of getting another HQ. Now, the reason why is because, again, this one does include an LT, but I don't think I'll go wrong if I get a second one of these figures. But it doesn't have a medic. Now the 4-pack would afford me an extra officer figure if I ever needed it. I would get a medic, which is not pictured here, and I get 2 more troopers. One I could use as just a regular. I could use both of those as just regular infantry, which will bolster up this pack. And this, again, I already got the 30 cal, and I think I think I have I'm not sure if I have a mortar team in here as well. I think I might have the mortar team. Yep, I do have. I have a 2-man mortar team, 60 mil mortar team, which I guess I could use one of the extra guys that are kind of laying on the ground as a 3-man to make it an 81 mil. But I might go for an extra pack of for a bigger mortar, just because I don't think they make them for the airborne. I think they make them for the infantry, U.S. infantry, and for the Marines. But I'll figure it out. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can find a way to just add an extra guy onto the base, and then just say, hey, this is a bigger mortar, because my team is not that intense in terms of absolute down to the stitch, down to the rivet historical accuracy. We forgive each other for a lot of different things. We're not going over the top. I mean, obviously you want to make sure that the gun, it's a 30 cal, not a 50. That if it's a tank and it's got if it's a Sherman, if it's 75 or rather 105 millimeter howitzer or 76 millimeter, it should be the right gun. that kind of stuff we definitely are going to stick to. But something like just one guy just to stick on the mortar and say it's a big one, I don't think that'll be a big issue. But I want to know what you guys think and what you guys would say would be the next buy. I'd love to get a Sherman. I'm thinking of getting one of those up-armored Shermans with the 76 mil and the sandbags, because I like doing that. I did that for my 15 millimeter for the battle group games, and I like the look of it. I'm not sure what the point situation would be, but I'd love to get a Sherman. I mean, I've got a nice tank destroyer, and a Sherman is really good value. What I'm also thinking is I have the howitzer, and I'm going to get the other airborne 57 mil and a tank gun, and I'm going to probably need something to tow those. So I'm thinking of getting 2 of the Willis Jeeps. I'm getting one for airborne and the one that has the 30 or 50 cal on the back, so that maybe I can use it a little offensively as well, and not just for tow. But we'll see. Let me know if that's viable, if that's possible. If you guys think that makes sense, or if I should just go for 2 airborne Jeeps and not spend the extra points for the extra 50 cal or 30 cal on the back of it. If I should just get the Jeeps for the recce and for towing these field guns, these artillery pieces. And then of course I'm thinking about an artillery piece. But then the next thing is I want to get the Ranger set. Now, it's 25 figures in the Ranger set. I love the special rule that you get with the Ranger set, that they get a free extra move before you start, and I love in general the U.S. rules. So I'm thinking of picking up that, because I think that one of the benefits of the U.S. is some of the rules for being able to move and fire with infantry. So I want to go infantry heavy, but rather than go with Marines, which is completely in a different theater, at least I feel the Rangers are at least in the same theater as the Paras. And but for my next buy, that's what I'm thinking. So let me know what you think, if that makes sense. I'm still going to get to 1,000 points, or maybe a bump up to 1,500. Right now I'm about 750 with my Hellcat. Everything else is about 500 for what I've got so far. Any input and any suggestions, any thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And have a great day, everybody.